Hello there, you absolute legends. And I'll tell you what, since we're going to be picking a Squire Stronghold lock today...
No.
I thought it would be interesting to have a look at the history of Squire, because these people have been making locks for nearly 250 years.
Legendary. And
they're quality locks. I rarely say that. And I'm not being sponsored, or we haven't had goings on in car parks in the middle of the night with, unfortunately, with briefcases full of dollar bills. Well, $100 bills, or that would be ridiculous. But let's just check out some of this. They've got a nice little chronology here. So in 1780, William Squire began making locks in 1780, before most people would even lock their doors or protect their belongings. His early products included a small range of mechanism padlocks, door locks and cabinet locks. 1800s, the Napoleonic Wars. In the early 1800s, Squire supplied locks to the British Army in the Napoleonic Wars. I mean, that's just an absolute marketing boom, Yeah, we supply the British Army. And don't forget, in the 1800s, the British Empire was absolutely rocking. So if you had them as a customer, yeah, you are shifting units. So in the early 1800s, Squire supplied locks to the British Army in the Napoleonic Wars. This led us to develop the first lever padlocks. Before long, we were supplying locks to companies across the British Empire, which essentially is across the world. 1906, the start of a legacy. By the time Thomas joined him, which is Henry Squire's son, his locks were famous enough for the company to be formally incorporated. In 1906, Henry Squire and Sons Limited was registered, marking the beginning of a legacy that continues to this day. 1920s, famous padlocks. In the 1920s, plywood replaced solid timber. Yeah, things already started going downhill. Replaced solid timber as the material choice for mainstream furniture. Oh, can you imagine all that lovely old solid wood furniture? And then next week, some bloke comes in with a flat pack plywood. Now, you'll be all right, just push that in there, stick that in there. It wobbles and that, but, it'll be all right for a couple of weeks. This meant there was less demand for the mortise lock, so we moved away from furniture locks, which I'm assuming like cabinets and cupboards and what have you, onto padlocks. 1939, learning new skills. In 1939, we were awarded a government contract to supply parts for the British Army. It's gone full circle. To support the war effort, which was obviously just starting in 1939, we used our skills to make precision-engineered machine gun gauges, machine gun links and torpedo parts. It's quite cool when you get your Squire Stronghold to know that this company used to make torpedo parts. I think there's something about that is legendary. 1947, household name. As society became prosperous, people acquired more furniture and property than ever before, which increased the demand for locks. Our company reputation grew and Squire soon became a household name. 1955, Old English icons. We're constantly improving our padlocks. We're constantly improving our padlocks and setting new standards with the launch of our iconic Old English and laminated locks, which are still made today. 1960, a global brand. In 1960, global demand for our locks reached such a level that we decided to invest in a new warehouse to keep up with the orders. Our team soon grew to 350. Today we are the world's most experienced lock maker. That's quite the claim to fame, I think. The world's most experienced lock maker. 2.5 centuries doing this. 1963. In 1963, we launched our first range of cycle locks in the UK. This was incredibly innovative and ahead of its time. We have continued to refine our range and now make some of the toughest cycle locks available. 1968, we were awarded the Star Pack National Packaging Award for our cutting edge blister packed padlocks.
Star Pack.
To be honest with you, it all gets a little bit dry after that because it's modern locks and that's not really of interest. But for Squire to have been going for nearly 250 years, to be involved with the British Empire, making torpedoes, I thought that was kind of interesting. Let's pick the lock.
No.
So here she is, the Squire Stronghold HS4. Nice spinner there. Hardened steel. What a beautiful padlock, like made to last. 30mm I'm guessing. Looks about right. And when you see inside this later, you'll see that the craftsmanship, just the effort that they went into making it. Gorgeous bit of kit. So there's the bit in, there's the key. It's a very tight keyway. And you've got that high guard. That's a 13mm shackle under that high guard. Look at it. I mean, you're lockpickers. You'll appreciate this. And when I take it apart later, if you haven't seen inside one of these, it's just beautiful. You know, the people that made it cared about it. This is a number 2 extended Dangerfield tensioner. It's got a bit of give on it, which is handy because there's security pins in here. So for the counter rotation, I like a little bit of bend. There you go. 0.4mm multi-pick deep hook. What's that in? That's 15 thousandths. And then just as usual, make my way through it. Because it's got the spinner on it, you're not going to see so much of the counter rotation. But if you notice, look, there's a little bit, there you go. If you look at how straight I'm holding that pick, later you'll be able to see how zigzaggy, how tight the keyway is. And if you don't keep that pick straight, you'll just be picking the walding. So that's something you have to bear in mind. And that's really the lesson for this video actually. Get the right pick and the right tensioner for the job, or you could be there all, well, you might not even pick it. But I got into a false set there somewhere, but I've sorted that out. Little bit of counter rotation there, saw that. And Bob's your uncle. You know, it's a joy. It's a joy picking locks like this. Because I'm not working on a master lock. I'm not working on something that's just some OEM job. You know, it was built to last, and it's lasted. I'd still use this. I'd still use this padlock, which has got to be, what, 50, 60 years old? Over most of the alternatives that are available today. And that is incredible. So, but what am I going to need? Let's get inside it. Impact driver. I mean, I don't use an impact driver usually because you can just open them, but I tried earlier, couldn't. And now I've just got to get this cassette out. Give it a little tap. Look at that. Just look at the craftsmanship. The people who made this, you know, like I read to you before at the beginning about the history of this company. They were supplying the British Empire. They made torpedo and gun parts. They wanted their reputation to remain intact. And look, this is just quality, quality, quality. And, you know, look at that cassette. It's a well-made piece. And so's the Bible. I have had this lock laying around for a couple of years, right? I have not lubricated it. No graphite, no WD-40.
No.
No clutch repair fluid. Ping that clip off. And it's still, maybe someone who had it before me lubricated it, but I mean, look how that key goes in there. Why do I always... Oh no, I got it right. Got the right follower. As I lined it up, I thought that ain't right. Look at that. Look at that, beautiful. Look, that's just amazing. There's a stainless steel anti-drill in 1. I'll fast forward this. We don't need to see all this. That's a brass pin, and there's no doubt, it's only 5 pin, there's going to be 4 more of those brass key pins. Look at that, and there's the zigzag keyway. Look, so you notice I told you, you keep that pick straight. See how I've got so little wiggle room there. So if you tilt that when you're picking, you've got to keep it. I'm trying to show you with the handle. You've got to keep it straight, or you're just going to be trying to force up walding, and because it's a 15 foul pick, you'll bend the pick, and then you'll blame the pick, and then you'll complain to multi-pick. There you are. There's another stainless steel anti-drill in 1. Spring. I'll forward through this. I'll show you 1. There you go. Spool pin on 2, and the rest of them will be. I'll keep talking though, so that when I speed it up, it's got me going. Be weird if I didn't now though, wouldn't it? You'd hear me go. And I'm so tempted now not to speed it up. But is my thumb interesting? I don't know. And there's your final spool pin. What a lovely lock. What a pleasure to pick. A pleasure to gut. I pick a lot of locks, and a lot of the time I'm embarrassed by the quality of the craftsmanship. And that's not the case with this at all. It's nice to see it. That peculiar little cassette that's in there. And I suppose that apart from my love of what was once an amazing manufacturing base, I think the lesson here is get the right pick and the right tension tool for the job. How do you know what's the right pick and the right tension tool? Practice. Practice picking locks, watching videos, and doing it. Not thinking about it, not talking about it, but doing it. You've been watching Lockpicking Legend. I beg you to give us a thumbs up, will you? It's hard establishing a channel in this niche. A subscription would be absolutely lovely, but a little gentle tickle of that thumbs up, and you'll have good luck all week. Because that's how karma works. Ta-da, legends!
That is one
okay,
tough
folks.
lock.
This is definitely the strongest padlock in the world. I have no doubts about it. 50 BMG, 20 rounds, 40 rounds of 308 armor piercing, and 60 rounds of 5.56. That was a marathon.
They have earned the bragging rights, no question.
No question.
Yeah, you're not laughing now, are you?